Hey guys, it's your girl Alexis. I am back with the power of freedom and my journey through grief. Please, as you come in, make sure you like and share. I know the last time we met, I did a fair introduction of what grief is, what it looks like, what's the different stages of grief, how to handle grief, and how to embrace your healing. So today I want to take my time and in this session explain to you what grief is and what it looks like. Grief is defined in the Webster Dictionary as great sorrow, even in the loss of losing a loved one. Grief is also an emotion. It could be a deep emotion, it could be a mind emotion. It's just an emotion. Sometimes we don't realize that we're even grieving. Sometimes we just think it's emotion we may be going through or a phase that we may be walking. But in reality, it's grieving that we're actually dealing with. When I tell you that I myself am going through grieving, that's just what it's been. I have just recently lost a loved one, and before that, 3 months ago, and before that, a year ago. So when I tell you that I have been going through, that's just what it's been. But I know God to be a healer. He's a waymaker, He's a miracle worker, and He's a promise keeper. He's a keeper when we don't even want to be kept. So when I tell you that God is my source, that's who's been keeping me through it all. And I want to encourage you today that God is your source. God is your holder. God will help you through this stage of grieving. Sometimes we go through so many emotions, not even knowing that it's grief that we're even dealing with. Grief can be anger, it could be frustration, it could be unforgiveness, it could be disbelief, it could be mind battles. We just don't know how to handle it. But God will keep you and He will keep me. And I know in my grieving that even talking about it with you all have been a very big help, because not all the time are we able to talk to our loved ones about how we feel. But if we can just talk to someone, get our emotions out and explain why we feel the way that we feel, then we'll feel better. It's called the healing process. And that's what grief is. Grief does that sometimes. It makes you feel angry. It frustrates us because we want to know why our loved one's not here anymore. Why did they have to leave us so soon? Why did they go through the pain and the sorrow that they did? But yet we know we can't question God. There was a scripture in the Bible that it reminds me that God will never leave us. And that's Psalms 23:4, where He says that even in a valley of shadows of death, we shall fear no evil. Meaning that even when we're going through stages of losing loved ones, God is always with us. He's always directing our paths. He's always walking by our side. One other thing I know that has been a big help is therapy. Those of you that watched my last video, I mentioned this. Therapy helps. Talk to someone. If you can't talk to your family member, if you can't talk to a friend, if you just don't know which way to turn, take therapy. Therapy helps. I've been taking therapy within the last couple of months, and it has been a great, big of a help. With God first and with therapy, I have been able to get through my grieving stages, my grieving process, because when I tell you it has been back to back to back, that's just what it's been. And talking to you all and helping to encourage you all has been a big help to me. So I want to be there for you as I have others that's been there for me. Don't let this deter you from God. Don't allow this to make you sink because of your loved ones being called home so soon. No, we don't always understand. No, we don't always want our loved ones to go. But God is always the one that make that decision. He's the one that we need to turn to. He's the source of our life. He is the life giver. At the end of the day, do not give up on God, because He will never give up on you. And I want to encourage you, just as I did in my last one. It's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve, but we just cannot stay there. Seek God and know that God is with you, even in your hurt, even in your sorrow, because God will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. Just as David went through, just as Naomi went through, just as Job went through. Job lost everything. Job, you know Job in the Bible. Job lost everything, but did Job turn away from God? No, he didn't. So I encourage you to stay focused, stay in God, and let God mend your brokenness. I hope to see you all next month. I really pray that this is an encouragement, and I will see you guys later. Bye.